Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at Avax. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, if you haven't seen the previous update, it's going to be linked in the top right hand corner of the video. And I also want to give a quick shout out to my Patreon. We do have a Patreon, 5 different tiers, different benefits. Great way to support me, but a great way to get more exclusive content like buy alerts, sell alerts, low cap gem calls, watch lists, interesting projects to look at, personal technical analysis and video requests, all that types of stuff. And, think of it as buying a cup of coffee, but instead of the coffee, you get great content for 30 days that will potentially make you quite a bit of money and you'll get back your investment in the Patreon. So I'm going to make sure that your investment in me is going to pay off. But jumping into the daily chart on Avax. So the last time we made a video on Avax, I believe, was December 17th. But you can see that since then we have had a bit of a move away from the 20 EMA, and I always tell you to wait a bit before buying anything that's far away from the 20 EMA. And the 20 EMA is this yellow line over here, and the red one is the 55 exponential moving average. And as well, I always tell you to have some buy orders at the 55 EMA because you can see that we had a quick wick to the 55 EMA and we're already up from there around about 5%. Also, you have your major support level over here at $101 almost. So this is a great dollar cost averaging spot for you, the 1.272 on the Fib retracement. So we have this large Fib retracement, and our next final target is the 1.618 at $192. After that, we can absolutely get overextended to these 400 and 500 prices for Avax in 2022 as the bull market gets overextended itself. But, this $192 price tag is going to be my major take profit zone for Avax. Now, below here, we do have a trend line that is showing us a great support line over here. This support zone at $78.32 is a great support zone, and we can potentially come back and wick all the way down here in case of a flash crash, and there is always a potential flash crasher on the horizon. So never think that you're just good to go and everything's going to go up forever. That's not the case. It never will be. That's why you should have your buy orders ready at all times. So $78.32. I would just, put the buy order at $80 just to be safe, right? Because you don't want to be putting your buy orders exactly at the support level. Below that, we do have another support level at $70.79. But we'll see if we go down there. If Bitcoin starts having a deeper pullback, then only I can see us coming back down this low. And obviously below that, we have the $60.6 as our one level, or the first level on the Fib retracement. And this is our previous all-time high here in February. So yeah, other than that, the chart is looking pretty good in my opinion at the moment. We're holding the 55 EMA as support. We're just going to get the EMAs to come closer together. We don't want those gaps in between the EMAs. If we look at the RSI on the daily chart here, you can see that we're not really breaking out of anything over here. We're kind of staying in the realms of this symmetrical triangle. And as you can see, we have this resistance line of the symmetrical triangle, this pink one, and this large green trend line. And we had a little fake out over here, held this level 40.3 on the RSI as support, broke above, got rejected back down, and now we're holding this green trend line. And as well as Bitcoin Cash, I just did a video on that. You can see that once we break out of these symmetrical triangles, or when you break out, you typically break out to the upside. Obviously, there's always the potential to break to the downside and backtest a key level of support, but that would come in the case of a pullback for Bitcoin, and Bitcoin would drag the markets with it. So keep that in mind. And yeah, other than that, I don't think, actually, for the long term, I do want to draw your attention to this, okay? So this is a trend line that we potentially can hit in the future once we start breaking out of this symmetrical triangle. So even when we start breaking from this symmetrical triangle, this could be our resistance point where we take profits, because we've hit this level once, twice before, and we got rejected back down. So keep in mind this area, draw this trend line, okay? Have it on your charts so that you never forget it, okay? And yeah, other than that, if you see the RSI drop down to 40.6 on the RSI here on the daily chart, make sure to put some buy orders in. You know, not a financial advice, but this would be a great entry zone for you, because you can see each time you had a bounce from this area, you had a move to the upside. Now, let's jump into Binance. Now, jumping into Binance, this is the 4-hourly chart. We got a bearish cross on the 4-hourly chart, unfortunately. So this is a confirmation of our downtrend. And you can see that I did give you this $125.4 or 0.5 as a nice take profit zone. And from there, you could have bought back in with a 20% discount almost. So yeah, you can see that these fib levels really do work, and if you pay attention to them, you can, get some nice swing trades in. Look for this white trend line to hold as support potentially, so anywhere from $96.5 all the way to $90.5 is your great buying zone, and this white trend line can potentially hold us as support because it's done that before, and we can, do that once again potentially. So here, if you start bouncing off this white trend line and you start your move to the upside, $125 would be a great, resistance point as well to take some profits. Let me show you how much percentage that is. That's a 40% trade, great trade. If you hold on for a bit longer until $141, that's 57%. And at $151, that's 67%. So, 3 major resistance levels for you over here: $151, $142, and $125. And once we start getting above them, we'll draw a new fib and get those new targets in. But, as far as these support lines go, you still have a couple of support levels below here. So $90.5 and $80. Okay, so these are some of the points that I think you can touch with a wick in terms if we get obviously a flash crash, right? So you can have these large wicks just like you had over here. You can see you had this wick, this large wick, so you can potentially start coming back down, hit your head or hit your ass on the 1.414, and then have a little wick to the 1.272, or even, a wick all the way down here. That is still possible. These large wicks are happening across all the, platforms, and especially on KuCoin. I've seen those wicks, man, but those are scam wicks. So even if you have your buy orders set, you're not going to get filled most likely. So, that's a shame. But yeah, we're getting a bearish cross on the 4-hourly. So potentially after you have these bearish crosses, you have a little relief rally towards the 4-hourly 20 EMA, and then you get, sent back down even lower. So I am anticipating another leg down in the market before we start, getting bullish in January. But yeah, overall, we're still printing a downtrend here, as you can see on the 4-hourly chart. So if you come back down and you lose this low over here, then you're in a downtrend on the 4-hourly chart. But so far, in terms of the higher highs, as you can see, we have a high and then a lower high, which is the precursor to the downtrend, and we already have a low. So if you start printing a lower low, then that's your downtrend confirmed without even the, you don't even need the EMAs to cross or whatever. Now, jumping into the stochastic RSI, as you can see, all the projects are starting to move out of the oversold zone over here. So that was a great entry point. And as well as the 4-hourly RSI as well dropped into the oversold here, just like all the projects did that we covered today with this little quick dip into the oversold zone. But, right now, myself, I'm just dollar cost averaging into all the projects that I like, and all the buy orders are in the Patreon, so make sure to go and check them out over there. But yeah, that has been it pretty much. If I missed out anything on the charts, do let me know down below in the comment section. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll make sure to answer them in the next video. And check out our Telegram chat, our Discord server, and I'm also on Twitter. I do post technical analysis in there as well. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.